ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus.
This was the scene not too long ago. We were wondering, would there be a goalie change? We're wondering no more. Antti Raanta will start for the Carolina Hurricanes. Remember, he started the first 5 games of the postseason. Freddie Anderson entered the postseason. He was injured. Then he had an illness. Then he got his chance, and he ran with it. Freddie Anderson's been excellent. He was brilliant in game 1, but that is a ton of minutes for goalies who are used to splitting time. And you speak of minutes, there it is. Brent Burns, 38 years old, leading the way. 54-43. All these players above 38 and a half minutes, and now you're turning around, you're playing another one. Not many changes, though, with the goalie changes the big one. Otherwise than that, Derek Stepan is out as we take a look at the lines for Carolina. McEachern is in his place on the 4th line. Ace, no big changes, but a subtle one.
Subtle. He's going to bring more speed. Step is that veteran presence back there. Cagey veteran, a lot of experience, Biz, but Mackenzie McEachern, Go Green, former Michigan State Spartan, he's going to bring that speed and that tenacity to that 4th line. I know Coop
Well, my wife's a Spartan.
Okay. For me, I'm looking for Teravainen. I felt like he looked like Bambi legs the first 2 periods. Obviously, very difficult coming back from a major injury, missing some time, but I expect him to step up tonight and be a bigger impact.
The one thing that you look at Florida, they get the big win. If there was any words that you would give a team like this off a big win like that, it would be what?
Don't exhale. That's a monumental win, but in the end, it's just 1 win. And so now you have a chance to steal 2. Go for it. All right. Don't sit back and sit here and say, okay, we got 1. Now we're going to go back and win at home, especially in this year's playoffs. Like the road team's just kicking everybody's butt. So make sure that you figure out, hey, this is another game. These games, you don't get another chance for this one, so let's go out and get it.
Coop, why do you think that is? Why do you think the road teams are so good this year's playoffs?
I'd say it's interesting. For me, if you're going to do anything in this league, if you're going to win cups, you have to be able to win on the road. And I don't know why this year it's been such an aberration. It's because the crowds are amazing. It's loud. The coach's last change. I just think there's so much focus now. And honestly, the parity of the league, once you take out 16 teams, now you're down to the last 16, everybody's so damn good. And so all these teams that have won now that are in the playoffs have won on the road. That's why they're in the playoffs. So it shouldn't be a surprise that teams are winning. I just can't believe it's like this much of a margin.
Yeah, and Florida's been that dominant, right? They lost their first road game. They've won 7 straight road games since then. Taka told us he loved it. Loved playing on the road.
Yeah, I loved playing on the road, too. I always thought, and when we played on the road, what I talked about the other night, it was different because the arena sizes, the ice surfaces were different. So you had to adjust your game to the Boston Garden and the Buffalo Auditorium and the Chicago Stadium. I think now all the arenas are exactly the same, right? They're built the same way. They're the same ice surface. And I think the players, they focus a little bit more on the road. They go on the road. They're together in the morning skate. They go back to the hotel for a pregame meal. They have their nap in the afternoon. They're at the arena playing soccer before the game. They're together. You seem like you're together a little bit more on the road. And I think these players are all thriving off of that right now, especially Florida right now.
It's fascinating, Gretz, because Edmonton had the best ice in the league by far.
Oh, yeah.
So I find it fascinating how you enjoyed being on the road because you guys had such an advantage playing at home there.
Yeah, and we liked playing at home, don't get me wrong, but we really enjoyed playing on the road. It never bothered us ever.
You know, I know that you and I
didn't play home all the way.
I know you and I
That's why I sat that one out.
We base our feelings on the games a lot on the vibe inside the locker room. All right?
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Let's
we're going
take
lineup
a listen
reads
right now.
Let's go.
Money, good fella. Stalzy beauty. Fucking kicking Bob. Up front, Goxie, Quickie, Gretzky. We got Libby, Slavinsky, and the great Antti Raanta in the.
Are you starting for Carolina?
I heard your name there.
I know.
Oh, really?
You have to go
I didn't
right
have
now?
my earpiece in. No, but, you know what's funny about this stuff? I think Glenn Sather started this back in 1980, but he would even say the other teams, and after every name, every guy would boo.
They're going to be disappointed. There's going to be one fewer player out there. Gretz is staying with us. We're going to Kenny,
I'm not playing.
Edson,
Well,
at least they're
Jonesy,
good
and
short-handed.
Jackie.
I'm going to eat.
Thanks very much, Liam. We welcome you to PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Eastern Conference Final on TNT is presented by Geico. Former NC State star and ACC Player of the Year, TJ Warren of the Phoenix Suns, getting the fans revved up for Game 2. Here come the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Florida Panthers following their victory in Game 1. Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Kenny Albert along with Eddie Olczyk, Keith Jones between the glass, and Jackie Redmond with us as well. Eddie, a goaltending change for Carolina. It will be Antti Raanta. Freddie Anderson outstanding over the last 7 games. Are you surprised?
I am, but as the boys said in the pregame show, nobody knows their team and their goaltenders like Rod Brindamore. And look at, you're right, Freddie Anderson was absolutely lights out. Both guys were. Bob was great at the other end for the Florida Panthers. He gets his opportunity here, and this is obviously a huge swing game in this series. And the one thing I think Carolina needs to get back to, Kenny, is really being a little bit more aggressive with their defensemen in the offensive zone. The guys touched on that. But I expect guys like Burns and Slavin, Goss, and Berchet to be really the facilitators offensively to press in and keep a lot of pucks alive in the offensive zone.
Raanta will start for the first time in nearly a month since Game 5 of the first round. As we welcome in Keith Jones. Jonesy, 4 overtime victory for Florida in Game 1. How can they carry over that momentum here tonight?
Yeah, they want to make sure that they bring it here tonight, Kenny. The Carolina Hurricanes are going to be fired up and ready to get back to even in this series. Florida's going to have to play even better than they did in that victory. John Cooper said, don't exhale. Keep going. Don't give a game away. And that's what Florida's challenge will be here tonight.
Opening face-off, Game 2, moments away. To public address announcer, Wade Minter.
Presenting tonight's colors is the Morrisville Fire and Police Department Honor Guard. Now at this time, please rise if you are able. Kindly remove your caps and join us as we honor America with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Performed this evening by Adam Lee Decker.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets, the red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
These teams played nearly 7 full periods on Thursday night. Now we get set for game 2. And the Honda starting goaltender, Sergei Bobrovsky, stopped the last 41 shots he faced in the series opener. Back-to-back games with at least 50 saves. At the other end, Antti Raanta started the first 5 games in round 1 against the Islanders. He shut out the Panthers in the last regular season meeting. There's Freddie Andersen, who has started the last 7 games for Carolina. Jacob Slavin and Brent Burns will start the game on defense for the Hurricanes up against the overtime hero, Eddie Matthew Tkachuk.
We had a chance to talk to Matthew this morning, and he said I saved my best ship for last, and exactly the giveaway by Carolina and a short side snipe by Matthew Tkachuk to win it in OT.
Who asked me this morning, what did you guys talk about for the 4 overtimes? Game 2 underway. Jesper Fast moves the puck in deep. Sam Bennett up the boards. Nick Cousins knocked down by Fast. Kept the puck alive in the Florida zone.
See who was in on a forecheck there, but 74 red.
That was Slavin, shot by Burns, blocked. Cleared ahead by Tkachuk. Rolling in on Raanta. He swings it aside for Burns. And now Slavin controls the puck for Carolina.
Almost there, Tkachuk looking for Cousins. Good quality opportunity there if the pass is just a little more shallow. Got a breakaway from the red line in.
There's Alexander Barkov, Panthers captain, sticked aside by Raanta. Barkov with Verhaeghe and Duclair, 2 points apiece in game 1 on Thursday. Pesce over to play the puck for the Hurricanes. Tied up with all the boards, worked free by Verhaeghe. Played in the corner by Duclair, out in front just behind Barkov. There's Teravainen, who returned after missing 9 games, played over 37 minutes in game 1, which ended with just under 13 seconds remaining in overtime number 4. There's Jordan Staal. Bobrovsky will knock the puck aside for Radko Gudas. Set up the boards by Sam Reinhart. Lundell was spun around. Chatfield quickly ahead for Stefan Mason, who scored a goal on Thursday. Blocked it aside by Bobrovsky. Oh! Score! Chatfield on the redirect. An early goal for Carolina.
Simple shot on goal creates and generates. Mason just fires it to the net. A quick play by Aho. And we talked about it, Jonesy, that first shift with Slavin jumping in. Now it's Chatfield jumping in. And the Canes get the first goal of the game.
Yeah, good aggressive play by Chatfield. Get it in there and getting a stick on that puck across. And the rebound by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky to the corner kind of led to that opportunity with the pass from Aho.
It wasn't a great angle, but give Aho credit for following back up into the middle of the ice.
Here's Montour leading the rush. Shot by Lomberg, missed the net. Eric Staal keeps it alive. And now Chatfield, the goal scorer for the Hurricanes, unable to clear. Shot off the bar from Eric Staal. And the puck is cleared down ice by Mackenzie McEachern, who did not play in game 1, replacing Derek Stepan in the Canes lineup tonight.
He had some strong shifts back in that round 2 against the New Jersey Devils. Big body, can get up and down the ice.
Sergei Bobrovsky allowing the early goal. Here's Forsling, shot, score! The Panthers come right back and tie the game at 1.
The turnover by Jacob Slavin. Watch what happens. Slavin gets his puck, it just throws it to the middle, and watch his puck goes off the stick of Fast. So instead of a fastball, Jonesy, it's a changeup, and you see all the net front presence as Kotkaniemi and Tkachuk bail out. You got to check the entry on this play as well. And it looks like you're going to go upstairs here.
Yeah, Rod Brind'Amour and his staff took a long time to take a look and see.
Challenging the play to determine if it was offside prior to the goal.
On the entry into the offensive zone.
It's tough to see there because the camera just did not pan. So take the top part. Does Bennett have control? And it clearly looks like the puck does not.
Yeah, I don't think he had control.
Does not. Oh. It doesn't look like it from those two vantage points.
Let's welcome in our rules analyst, longtime NHL referee Don Koharski. Koho, how did you see it?
Yeah, the focus here is Edzo and Jonesy are right, is their possession and control when they went over, and I'm with these guys, I don't see it. I think he precedes the puck into the attack zone, as you'll see it here. It's behind him. He's over the line now, and here comes the puck there. There's no possession there that would deem that to be an onside play.
Yeah, if he had established possession, that would obviously be a goal, but he did not, based upon what we're seeing.
Almost like you didn't even make a pass to even if you make a pass to yourself and you get it immediately, that could have a difference. That's a different conversation.
They are taking a good long look at it.
Hello?
And we have a decision.
Hello?
After review, it's determined the play was offside, no goal.
So it remains 1-0 Carolina. Remember, the Panthers had a goal taken off the board early in the first overtime in game one due to a goaltender interference. This time, the play was offside.
And they're making sure the clock gets reset to back where it should be. And that's what the conversation is right now. Referee Chris Rooney.
One common theme so far, guys, that defense are joining on both teams, and both defense cores are outstanding.
Hurricanes with a goal from defenseman Jalen Chatfield, who joined the play. 1:43 seconds in after Bobrovsky did not allow a goal over the final 96 minutes in game one.
I'll tell you, it really, Jonesy, when you're a forward and you have really active defense, at times it can put you on your heels, right?
There's no doubt about it. You better have your head on a swivel and try to find that guy that's blowing past you. It's a very difficult play for the forwards. You can't hook to the hole. You've got to move your feet.
Puck sent in deep by Brady Shea. Forsling back for Florida. Jordan Staal keeps it alive for Carolina. Teravainen sends it out to the right point. Got by Pesce. That's handled by Bobrovsky. We played just over 3 minutes. Game 2. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NHL. During the Stanley Cup playoffs, new customers can bet $5 and win $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app. Use promo code SKATE.
That's what you call a good ROI. Maybe he had the exact order in the Preakness today. That's a good return on investment.
It's a fun race to watch.
Eddie thrilled with the 8 o'clock start tonight here in Raleigh. And an early goal for Carolina. Chatfield from Aho and Mason. 1:43 seconds in. Lundell over for the Panthers. Blocked off in front.
Penalty here.
Over the glass from Gostisbehere.
I think this puck was on edge. And the dreaded dog penalty here on Shane Gostisbehere.
Carolina 41, minor penalty, delay game.
No argument from Gostisbehere. That rolling puck, as you mentioned, he just slaps it up and over the glass.
And usually, Jonesy, you're going to get that when you use your stick like Paul Bunyan, right? I mean, you're better off to. And I know it's desperate. If it's 5 feet in front of your net, you're probably making that play, right? But if Gostisbehere's such a good skater, all he's got to do is take another stride there, and once you cut under like that on a rolling puck, look out.
Here's Jordan Staal with the Hurricanes shorthanded. Moving in on Bennett, saved by Bobrovsky.
Nice puck protection there by Staal.
Florida 0 for 3 on the power play in game 1. Burns breaks his stick. Martinic over to help out.
That was a great read by Staal, too. He had Bennett, the forward, trying to chase him down and protected him. Got it to the net. Got a shot on goal while shorthanded.
1-0 lead for the Hurricanes. Panthers had a goal waved off.
Looked like it was offside.
There's Aho. Hurricanes have 4 shorthanded goals during these playoffs, 3 in 1 game against New Jersey.
In game 3.
They've scored more shorthanded goals than the number of power play goals they've allowed throughout the postseason. There's Reinhart. Puck taken away by Pesce.
Reinhart's going to make a quicker decision there. Once he slowed up and started moving laterally, Jonesy, Carolina just caved in on him and got it clear.
Yeah, Pesce came all the way back up the ice. He was the defenseman all the way in front of Bobrovsky and eventually got back to his position to take that puck away.
Puck comes out to Aaron Ekblad at the left point. Across from Montour. 40 seconds remaining on the Gostisbehere penalty. Montour now for Hagee. Scored in game 1. Burns knocked it away from Tkachuk. Kept alive by a pitching Ekblad. Puck behind the Carolina goal. Burns on it there. Nice flip over to Slavin, and he cleared.
Beautiful play there. Took a hit, made the pass. Slavin right off of him. Get a change.
There's Jordan Staal, crisscrossing. Martinic shot, stopped by Bobrovsky, and he covers.
That was 2 stops by Bobrovsky. Martinic actually got the rebound and got a backhand attempt. But Bobrovsky was able to stop and then smother. Carolina getting all the chances while shorthanded. There's Pesce going to go all the way up the ice aggressively while shorthanded. And ends up right in front of Bobrovsky to get a scoring chance. And hustled all the way back to make a good defensive play.
And then Martinic follows up not once but twice. And everybody here at PNC Arena just on their feet acknowledging the PK of their team.
Puck kept alive by Jack Drury. That's the 5th shot. 5 for Carolina while shorthanded. Jay with it once again. There's number 6. Penalty expires. Gostisbehere returns. Puck sent towards the net. Another save by Bobrovsky on Stastny, who did not have a shot. He was the only player without a shot on goal through 7 periods on Thursday night.
That's going to happen sometimes.
Easy.
In any era.
Jonesy. 5 overtime games, shotless.
Hey, it was on a tee, buddy.
I can't hear you guys. It's too loud down here.
How important, guys, was this good start for Carolina following the loss in quadruple overtime?
Huge, and then obviously the overturned goal and the right call there.
But not surprising.
No.
What they've done all year.
It was in spurts they would get to their game the other night. And Florida did the same thing. It was a very even game the other night.
Shot by Burns, turned aside by Bobrovsky. Rod Brind'Amour thought the 3rd period of game 1 was his team's best. They held Florida to only 2 shots. The shots on goal so far tonight, 11-1 in favor of the Hurricanes. 6 while shorthanded. There's Aho in with a shot up down by Bobrovsky.
His mask might be undone here, and he starts shaking it, and the official skates over, and to see how Sergei Bobrovsky is, seems to be okay. Go get some repairs on the mask.
Jalen Chatfield having some fun. He also scored the game's first goal.
He's going to do that in the next game as well.
Welcome back. Our SAP Coaching Insights app. All-time postseason points leaders in Whalers and Hurricanes franchise history. Sebastian Aho leading the way, has an assist tonight.
And throwing his weight around as well. A hit on Lundell there. Lundell gets a little fortunate here. Both referees were looking the other way when he tripped up. Aho, all Carolina so far, guys, 12-1 the shots.
9 different Hurricanes with at least one shot. Puck carried out by Anthony Duclair. Had a couple of points in the opener. Puck cleared back the other way. Pesce down into the Florida zone, no icing. And then a big hit in the corner by Mark Stahl. Teravainen back on his skates. Jordan Stahl had the puck knocked away by Montour. And now a backhand shot. That's covered by Bobrovsky. Off the stick of Pesce.
Yeah, the defenseman again. That's been a theme. The boys talked about it in studio. Coach Cooper talking about it, coaching against a team that is so active like both these teams are, but that all started with Slavin jumping into the play, and then Chatfield follows up, and initial shot, throw the puck to the front of the net, and there is no doubt this is a part of the DNA of the Carolina Hurricanes. 5 shots already for the D, for the defensive core of the 13 so far, and most importantly for the Canes, the only goal of the game.
Stop by Foss was blocked. Pick up to the corner by Mahura. Hurricanes, Eddie, their group of defensemen led the league in goals during the regular season, and they're second in the postseason, trailing only the Florida Panthers.
Well, there has to be trust when you have defensemen pressing up and jumping into the play and getting down below the goal line in the offensive zone. They got a penalty coming up here.
It's a holding call, 8 minutes in. Sam Bennett to the box.
Bennett took the bad penalty back in game 1. And Carolina scored on that power play. And there you see gets on the wrong side of the pile there with Kotkaniemi, and power play here for the home team.
Both of Carolina's goals in game 1 were scored with the man advantage. Jarvis back out, Burns shot. That's blocked and a puck out of play.
Almost went into the second deck. Burns with the attempt, and Reinhardt's the one that got the shot blocked. Good play there.
It was a great keep at the blue line by Burns, too. He knocked it out of the air right there to keep it in the zone.
It might have been over the shoulder there.
Yeah, it was close. There's no question about it. But at his height, I think he was just underneath.
His shoulder's pretty high up there.
It is.
Our BioSteel shift clock at the bottom of your screen. Speaking of shifts, Brent Burns played 71 shifts in game 1. Here's Burns out at the right point. Cross-ice, Jarvis missed the net without attempt.
Just missed short side.
Burns with it again. Now Jarvis keeps it alive. Jarvis defended by Barkov. 1:20 remaining on the Bennett minor, his 3rd penalty of the series. Puck worked free by Forsling, pressured behind the net. Hurricanes taken right back. Burns shot, save Bobrovsky. Natchez for Carolina, out to Burns. Hurricanes already have a 1-0 lead. Here's Natchez. 1 minute to go on the Bennett minor. Natchez behind the net. Now it's Reinhardt with the puck. Past Burns down into the Carolina zone.
A much needed clear there. Nason did an unbelievable job of getting stick on Forsling. Did not allow him to clear it, and then Carolina was allowed to continue their offensive push.
Second foul play unit. That puck deflected in.
That was Stahl that had the stick.
Puck over the glass, 33 seconds remaining on the power play.
Some good quick puck movement here by Carolina, and Jarvis tries to go top shelf, and it's like Forsling's going to get it clear here, but look at that stick by Nason. Just a really good, solid play, forces the turnover, and that is such an important part of a power play, is tracking down loose pucks, recovers,
and retrievals.
Gostisbehere sliding to his left. Jack Drury sends the puck back around. Kotkaniemi met by Lundell. Stastny pokes it in behind the net.
No stick for Lundell.
Here's Gostisbehere. 15 seconds to go on the penalty. Drury walks in. Blocker save. Bobrovsky. Here's Gostisbehere once again for the right circle and a save by Bobrovsky on Kotkaniemi.
Kotkaniemi was wide open because Lundell left the defensive zone to go get a stick. The lane was there.
Here's Gostisbehere wide. Stastny to the puck. Penalty has expired. 3 shots on the power play for the Hurricanes. Foss met by a couple of Panthers. Lundell works it free. Past the stick of Shea. Down into the Carolina zone. Retrieved by Gostisbehere. Just past the midway point. Fast-paced first period. The shots are now 15-1 Carolina. They lead 1-0. Puck deflected in by Jordan Staal. And up into the Florida Panthers bench. .9:28 remaining. First period here in Raleigh. Hurricanes with an early goal.
The other night, and you know, Freddie, we've gone back and forth with these guys all year. We had a lot of confidence in Rance, and it kind of was an easy decision, to be honest with you. Give him a little rest, and then, you know, we know he's fresh if we need him moving forward.
Well, the shots are 15-1, and you've got the lead. How have you guys been able to establish your game early?
Oh, listen, we know what we got to do here. We got to stay on the gas, and we've been able to do that here early. We got fortunate with the offside call, but we got to keep trying to play in their end.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So Rod Brind'Amour said it was an easy decision to start Antti Raanta, who went 19-3-3 during the regular season. Started the first 5 games of the postseason against the New York Islanders. Freddie Anderson in for the last 7.
As he said, and the boys talked about it in the studio, in a team that used 2 goalies. But we did see that in the Boston series in round 1 against Florida, right? They were a 2-team goalie all season long, and that really didn't materialize until late in that series. I want to go back to the play with Lundell. Now, he loses his stick here, right? He has to understand who's going to get possession of this puck. And I wish Coach Cooper was on the other line here, because it's just one of those situations where you just want him to stay home. Now, all of a sudden, look at that passing lane opens, and Kotkaniemi gets a great quality chance. So it's almost Jonesy is like, look, if you think you can get there and it's one of those pucks where you're going to get, then you take the chance. But on that one, I thought it was too high risk to leave that area of the ice.
Yeah, in fairness to Lundell, the bench was yelling for him to come and get that stick. That was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, I didn't. Look at where the puck was would make the decision.
Yeah,
for me or for you, probably, right?
Now Duclair on the feed from Verhaeghe, and then Montour sends it through the crease.
Just missed.
Brandon Montour with 6 goals already during this postseason. Good work on the forecheck by Teravainen. Taken away from Mark Staal. Jordan Staal over for Carolina. Back to Teravainen. And the save by Bobrovsky.
Go behind the scenes with the NHL's biggest stars.
Let's go here.
Heads up!
On their quest for the Stanley Cup.
Great opportunity here for Brandon Montour. Really enjoyed the interview that the studio did with Brandon. We saw him this morning as he was leaving the rink, and I've known Brandon since he was a young player playing in the USHL. I think Coop was even coaching the USHL at that time in Green Bay, and I asked Monty about the chance that he had in overtime where he was going for a change, Jonesy, and he said, oh no, here comes the puck, and go backhand, forehand, and create that chance in front of the net. So missed opportunity there, but he's really coming to his own since coming to Florida. Let's not underestimate the job, the impact that Joel Quenneville had on Brandon Montour as well when he got traded to Florida.
Montour played over 57 minutes, more than any other skater in Game 1. And as the guys asked him about on the pregame, He was in the longest game in NCAA hockey history for UMass, 5 overtimes, and he had an assist on the winning goal against Notre Dame.
UMass Amherst.
There's Lomberg. Puck rolled off his stick. Eric Stahl. Now backhanded along by White. And Shea will pick it up behind the Carolina goal. Both teams make changes.
So if you're Florida now here, you got plenty of time here in the first period to try to get some momentum on your side. This game's kind of slowed down a little bit. That's a good thing for Florida. And when they have success, yeah, their D are active and they try to work below the goal line. Now, that's one of their strengths. They can obviously score off the rush. They want to get on the body like Tkachuk just did, but they want to try to play below the goal line and get some momentum on their side.
Couple of heavy hits and a save by Raanta.
Great forecheck all the way around, and Raanta with a huge stop. Breakdown defensively for Carolina. Bennett was all by himself.
Puck comes loose after another save by Raanta. Backhand shot missed the net off the stick of Bennett.
I think he might have got a piece of that as well.
Now Cousins in to play the puck for the Panthers. Tkachuk spun around.
Could have been a holding on Kotkaniemi.
And now Slavin picks up the loose puck as Tkachuk and Kotkaniemi continue to battle.
He's trying to change the momentum. That's best sustained shift. That might be the best shift for that line in the series so far, Jonesy. I mean, they were pretty quiet. Except for the OTGWG the other night. That was a really good, solid shift.
Now for Hagee, Barkov to Claire on the ice. Puck taken away from Barkov by Necas. Here's Shea into the right of Bobrovsky. Jordan and Mark Stahl lock up with one another. Jordan took Mark into the boards. Stahl and the family on that play. Lead pass now, Montour, backhand shot and a save by Raanta. Puck comes back out to Montour. Montour, wrist shot, glove by Raanta moving to his left, and he will hang on to it. A push by the Panthers over the last couple of shifts. One more look, Montour, and a save by Raanta, 1-0 Carolina.
Contact, turnover, and then Bennett with a great chance in front of the net.
Yeah, tip and then the rebound opportunity that goes off the chest of Raanta. Outstanding job by Raanta as his concentration was perfect. Montour with another chance shortly after that. Raanta with another stop there with the blocker, and then eventually was able to freeze that puck. The first sustained push from Florida here in period number 1.
What a pace to this first period. A game that started, 42 hours after the end of game 1 at 1:54 in the morning. Game that lasted just shy of 7 full periods.
A set face-off play right off that one face-off by Florida. And the key is, after winning the face-off, you get some net front presence, and that's exactly what happened off the play with Lundell and Montour up top.
Here's Montour out at the right point for Lundell. Defended by Gostisbehere. Moves the puck in deep. Big hit in the corner on Aho by Luostarinen. Kept alive by Lundell.
Good hit by Nason on Montour to not allow him to jump into the play after another face-off win for Florida.
Mark Stahl back to retrieve. Jarvis in on the forecheck. Puck was knocked down by Nason. And now carried out by Montour. Here's Luostarinen cutting wide on Chatfield. Gostisbehere behind the net. Now Reinhart comes in, keeps it alive for Florida. Played by Gostisbehere. Flips it over, Chatfield and Lundell. Puck kept in at the line by Reinhart. There's Lundell, long shot, hit the skate of Luostarinen. Then he shoots, and that's blocked. Nason clears.
Well, the tide has turned here late in the first period.
Now Gudas up the middle, puck deflected in by White. White and Burns. Puck comes back down off the glass. Slavin knocks it into the corner. Knocked down by the stick of Lomberg, who returned after missing 8 games. Played in the series opener on Thursday. Here's White, locked up by Drury. Slavin on the puck. Up the boards. Stastny beaten to it by Gudas. Knocked down by McEachern. Dropping it back off for a shot. Score! Drury! 2-0 Carolina.
Well, what a play here. Watch the play by McEachern. Knowing what you're going to do with the puck when it comes to you. Watch the quick little turn. Right there, he takes a look and knows Drury's coming. It's not a great pass, but Drury skates left and shoots right. And Jonesy, Drury had a terrific game 1, and he's rewarded here in game 2.
Yeah, he took a lot of hits in game 1, didn't retaliate, and there he buries that shot after Gudas turned the puck over. And right at the end of the play, we're going to take a look at this for offside as well. Gudas was shaken up after that goal went in the net. He's in a lot of discomfort, but these linesmen are going to take a look and see if it was offside on the entry.
Panthers had a goal disallowed early due to an offside.
Again, the call on the ice was goal. So the puck by Gudas is going to get tossed out. McEachern, okay, the camera obviously is not on the blue line, so you can't see where the contact is made. The puck has to come completely outside the blue line. It could be over the blue line, it could be touching the blue line, but it's so tough. We should probably bring Coho in here, but it's really tough to tell if you don't have one of the looks like right on the blue line to be able to see where that puck is. And look, here, looks like we got a quick decision already.
And the challenge is where it's at in the air, being off the ground. That's the tough part about finding a camera look.
After reviews determined the play was offside, no goal on the play.
Wow.
Well, that's as close as it gets. Tough break for Drury.
Second disallowed goal of the period, 1 on each side. Remember, if the challenge was unsuccessful, would have led to a delayed game penalty. Panthers have iced the puck, just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first period. More disallowed goals than goals so far.
I'm sure that doesn't make a lot of people overly excited as well when that happens.
Battle for the puck off the face-off, and Tkachuk comes away with it. Shots 20-4 in favor of Carolina. There's another offside. Radko Gudas of the Panthers wearing our active mic presented by Wells Fargo Active Cash Card.
Oh yeah, he's ready for it too. That's what you want to see. Woo!
Thanks to Radko Gudas for wearing the microphone tonight here in game 2. 1-0 lead for Carolina. Ekblad up the boards. Cousins flex the puck down. Brady Shea looking around. Chuck with a swat at Shea and on the forecheck. Here's Pesce. Puck in behind the Florida goal. Martin, first one there. Tries to get it out in front through the crease. Looking for Kotkaniemi. Panthers clear the zone. Here's Ekblad, defenseman leading the rush. Pass on the right for Duclair. Couple of whacks at it. Puck loose.
Raanta didn't know where it was.
And now the play finally blown dead.
It was under his left pad, and he thought the puck was in behind, and then he started lifting up, and then it's a mad scramble. I don't know if we'll be able to see the puck or not here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, clearly. Great pickup by our crew.
Slavin did well to help him out there, too. Get a stick on that puck right there and help get that puck frozen for the face-off.
Jonesy, it's been a lot of fun to break down those goals that weren't goals as well.
Oh, yeah. Always a blast.
Let's go -2 on Olczyk on both of those. The president never gets a minus. Remember that.
The president was once -7 in an American Hockey League game. He was called up the next day.
Put that in your pocket with all those overtimes the other night. The records we were setting. Every time you click one off, he kept playing. So worry about old Jonesy. He's okay.
He was called up the next day, however. Amazingly, Teravainen broke it up in front.
Teravainen had a chance to take the puck to the net, looking for Stahl. Florida was able to sniff that out.
Here's Burns. Puck backhanded in by Jarvis. Bobrovsky gathers it in.
Had the fever pitch, Jonesy, for the first, what would you say for Carolina, 12? First 12 minutes?
Yeah, there was one shift where Matthew Tkachuk looked over at me. I think the shots were 15-1.
Yeah, right after that. And then Florida got it right for about 4 or 5 minutes. And then you had the goal for Carolina. That got called back. And now the last, I don't know, a couple of minutes, it just kind of slowed down here a little bit. And that's probably a good thing for Florida.
Mason moves the puck around as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the period. Eddie, you're now an expert on those long overtime games, right? Here's Chatfield, Rostarinen. Puck played by Lundell. Out to the right side, Gudas. Aho up the boards. Lundell back on it. Reinhart, Mason, battle for the puck. Gostisbehere flips it back around. Here's Chatfield, who has the game's only goal that has counted so far. Now Aho trying to put a move on.
Really nice stick there by Mahura.
Reinhart dropping it back off. Aho with the puck for Carolina. Both teams make changes down to a minute 25. Shots 20-5 in favor of the Hurricanes. Kotkaniemi in pursuit. Pete Forsling to the puck. Sends it back out. Pesce couldn't get it through. And now a quick transition by the Panthers.
Cousins really wasn't able to make a clean play because that puck was on edge.
1 minute. Ekblad with a shot stick save. Raanta. Puck took a funny bounce, stays in the zone.
Shea was trying to clear it. I think it hit Pesce, went right back to the blue bank.
Puck forced out by Fost. Forsling with 40 seconds on the clock. Outlet pass, Tkachuk.
Nice play there by Matthew Tkachuk there. Protected the puck with the skate in behind the stick to make sure he would be the only one to be able to protect it and get that puck to his teammate.
25 seconds remaining. Montour keeps it alive. Duclair. Duclair sends it back out. Stopped by Mark Stahl. Turned aside by Raanta. Pass too far for Teravainen.
And Montour gave it the old alligator arms there and did not stick his stick out. The linesman made a good call there by letting the play not be icing.
Time winding down. Montour with a drive, and Raanta stops that one as well. First period comes to an end. 20 shots for the Canes. Here's Chatfield, who scored the early goal. First of his playoff career. Lexus Intermission Report coming up with Liam.
Look at Coop.
Gretz.
Awfully comfortable in that chair.
Coop, Hanson and Biz. Yes, he is. 1-0 lead.
I know where he is, the top of the totem pole tonight.
Absolutely.
We're still here, Coop.
Report. We had 1 goal scored, 2 goals taken back, 1 new netminder. Antti Raanta in for Freddie Andersen. Didn't face a ton of shots, wasn't the busier guy, but he made a few massive saves for his club. So bold move, Rod Brind'Amour, but he's been playing 2 goalies the whole season. He continues to do that. We got a 1-0 game as Carolina tries to even up this series. We welcome you in the studio, Wayne Gretzky, Paul Bissonnette, Liam McHugh, Anson Carter, and we have Lightning head coach Jon Cooper.
Stanley Cup champion head coach.
2-time Stanley Cup champion, yes. And we're watching this period. It's intense, exactly. And which is kind of crazy considering the marathon they played the other night. But you look at the end of the period, maybe not as bad for Florida as it seemed.
Well, the first 14 minutes of this game was all Carolina. And to be expected, and I think we talked about this in the pregame, you don't want to exhale if you're Florida, but Carolina came out a determined hockey team as well. They should have. They get that first goal. Then there's the 2 offside called back goals that kind of offset each other. But if I'm going to that room on Paul Maurice, the way that last 6 minutes went, Raanta had to make some big-time saves. Carolina leaned on him, but Florida didn't break. I know they're still down 1 goal. They have to get 1 here, but there's a lot to build on for Florida, especially after the goal got called back, kind of a breath, and there's some signs of life for them.
They had the final 8 shots of the period in this one. They were outshot 20-9. The only goal belongs to Carolina. And you were talking to me. You're like, this is Carolina hockey that we see on this goal. We're going to take a look at in the Lexus highlight.
I think the guy on the far end said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, Carolina hockey, they throw pucks to the net, and they try to feed off the chaos. We're going to see an example of this on the goal. First, you're going to see Nason putting in the work. They're going to come at you. They're going to force you to move pucks. Premature. Radko Gudas puts the puck up the wall. Now, look at Nason work his way back, line to line, and the puck gets turned over. He's back off the races. Now, typically, what you would do is wrap this puck around the wall. Not Nason. He throws the puck on net. Bobrovsky angles the puck to the far side, and then we see a little quick shot pass, a.k.a. the Shass, from Sebastian Aho. And then give Chatfield a lot of credit. That's a defenseman biz. Up the ice, strong stick, deflection pass Bobrovsky for the first goal of this hockey game.
Oh, they were all over. I mean, if it's even possible, their D were more aggressive than we see all playoffs long. And the physicality, to me, was the difference, right? You saw Florida last game in that first period. I almost felt like Carolina looked a little bit intimidated by it, but they gave them right back a taste of their own medicine and really took it to them. And as far as that play there, nice that he put it low enough to where that rebound's coming out, because sometimes you see those guys come down the wing and they'll throw it on net, but it'll be high where it'll just, Bobrovsky could glove it, whistle, face off. But it's almost like a POP, just trying to keep the play alive, and then you see Aho grab that rebound, no hesitation, and right back.
We weren't sure how these teams were going to react, right? Yeah. I mean, we were exhausted after the other night. No one spoke to each other on the day off. Everyone just stayed in their hotel rooms. Yeah. What'd you think?
Well, I thought it was exactly what we kind of thought was going to happen, that Florida was going to be a little bit on their heels. Carolina was going to go after them. They're going to chase pucks down, shoot everything at the net. When the shots were 16-1, it kind of reminded me, we had a playoff game one time. We were getting outshot 16-1. And I hopped over the boards, and I went to Grant Fuhr to kind of tap him on the pads, and he said, Gretz, when you get back to the bench, tell the guys I'm warm. So at 16-1, I kept thinking, my goodness, I think Bob's he's warm. But, Florida needs to get a little bit more offense out of some of their key guys, Reinhart, guys like that. They need to get a little bit more offense. Right now, it just seems like they're playing on the outside. They need to get a little bit more on the inside in the offensive zone.
And we look at the power play. They had a chance to maybe get some of that momentum back. I believe it was the puck over the glass from Gostisbehere. And once again, Verhaeghe gets it on the half wall. 5 guys just standing still. So no movement on their power play right now is killing them. And that was the one adjustment I expected from game 1, given how bad it was. And we know Carolina's PK is very good, but at a certain point, man, it's hard to score on 5-on-5. You got to figure things out.
And if I'm on tour, I'm not going to go to that backhand move anymore. He's 0 for 2 with that move.
This is a hard building, though. It's a hard building to play in. Like, Carolina came in. Like, Gretz, you said you said that, so give yourself some credit. You thought Carolina was going to come out on fire. They did. They're on their toes. And, Coop, I'm sure you face exactly a similar situation where you're playing against the same Carolina Hurricanes, and they're on their toes. They're jumping. They had you guys back on your heels in Tampa.
Oh, my God. Just a couple months ago was the 3 weeks left in the season we played them, and we had 0 shots in the second period. It was, and they took it to us. But, you know, fortunately, we got to play them one more time, and we ended up beating them in their building. But when they get on you and you're not ready, they're a hard team to play against, and they showed that for the first 14, 15 minutes of the period.
I don't think we have time for the video, but Edzo did ask a question. Lundell went to get his stick. That decision, you would have coached your team to do what exactly?
Well, I'm a believer in going and get your stick. If it's 5-on-5 and you break your stick, you can lock onto a guy and still play it okay. And, oh, here it is right here. So, to be honest, I'm not the coach of this team, so I don't know exactly your system, but Lundell's going to break his stick right there in the half wall. Okay, everything's fine, but right here, instead of Listerine going, that would have been a play where Lundell could have gone. He could have got in front of that, kind of stunted that defenseman, grabbed a stick from the bench, and he'd be good. But now he waits too long. He comes back in, and he probably had one more time to be able to go to the bench. He didn't do it, and then he gave up a tough one. But like I said, when it's 5-on-4, it's like being 5-on-3 when you don't have a stick.
There you go, Edzo. You ask a question, you get an answer. John Cooper's here. He's got all the answers, unlocking hockey's mysteries. It's 1-0. To score the next goal, Carolina in there at -120 odds, while Florida -105. Jalen Chatfield has the only goal so far. It's not too late. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code SKATE, and you bet $5 to win $150 instantly. Carolina leads it. We're getting set for the second period, game 2.
Welcome back to the Eastern Conference Final on TNT, presented by Geico. Kenny Albert, Eddie Olczyk, Keith Jones, Jackie Redmond, Antti Raanta making his first start in nearly a month.
Yeah, and he didn't see a lot of action as guys in the studio were talking about Jonesy, but as that period went on, Florida found their game, and Raanta had to do what he did.
Yeah, not easy to jump in like that and not face a lot of pucks early on. So outstanding finish to the period by Raanta.
Jalen Chatfield with the only goal in the first that counted. Each team had a goal disallowed on a challenge for an offside play, and the Hurricanes have iced the puck 12 seconds in. The NHL on TNT is brought to you by Amazon.
And thanks to Coach Coop for answering my question. And thanks to Liam for facilitating.
When Eddie asks, Coop answers.
Yeah, well, now. And it was really what I was noticing down here, too, Ed. So with the bench kind of yelling at him to get over and grab that stick. So interesting insight.
Coop takes my call every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. Derby day.
Stanley Coop has been to the Stanley Cup final the last 3 years, winning twice. Opening minute, second period here in Raleigh. Hurricanes offside. Necas could not get out of the zone.
Well, and Stahl never even acknowledged that Necas was over on that side of the ice. I think he just got so excited and jacked up that thought he had all that open ice. And Easy call for the linesman.
Face-off control by the Hurricanes. Shea moves the puck in deep. Bobrovsky will stop it behind the net. Up the boards and out. Knocked out of the air by Bennett. Then taken away from him. Puck into the Hurricanes bench.
Well, here's a look at the upcoming Stanley Cup playoff schedule. Tomorrow, it's Game 2 between Vegas and Dallas on ABC. That is a 3 Eastern game. And we'll head to Sunrise for Game 3 in Florida. And then Tuesday night, they'll change venues and head to Dallas. And then we'll get ready for Game 4, South Florida.
Happy birthday to Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy. Said he watched the entire Game 1 of this series. Here's Kotkaniemi dropping the puck off, and it is wide to the left of Bobrovsky off the stick of Necas.
Good back check there by Cousins.
Puck comes out of the zone, and Shea will move it back down.
Happy birthday to Butchie.
So he enjoys being out of the Pacific time zone. The game ended at 11 at night after 4 overtimes. Now Forsling.
It's his world. We're all living in it. Or at least we've got 3 other teams living in that world as well.
Brett Howden with the overtime goal in Game 1 for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Very quickly.
Yes. Unlike Game 1 of this series. Down for the puck behind the Carolina goal. Comes up the boards. Mahura could not keep it in the zone. Gudas back to pick it up. Now Reinhart intercepted by Aho, sent along by Lundell.
Trapped back there by Aho, back through the middle of the ice, shut that play right down.
Gostisbehere chased by Lundell. Now Aho. 1-0 lead for Carolina. Aho went across the line. Puck wide to the left of Bobrovsky. Eric Staal out of his reach. Burns flips it back the other way. Puck knocked down by Ronta, and now it's Jacob Slavin. Brent Burns. Jack Drury. Montour for the Panthers. Here's White. Off the stick of Mark Staal. There's Paul Stastny dropping it back off. Kenzie McEachern in behind the net. Puck taken away. Good defensive play by Mark Staal. Here's Eric Staal. Long-time Carolina Hurricanes. Slavin back to retrieve. No shots on either side so far over the first 3+ minutes here in period 2. Markov shovels the puck. Kept in by Stastny.
Almost expected Jonesy with the fever pitch in that first period. It's kind of come back down to earth and maybe even slow down a tad here for both teams.
Yeah, a little more play in the neutral zone so far.
Now Barkov slides it across. Ekblad. Pass picked off, and Pesce will move it down ice. Hurricanes have iced the puck. 3 minutes, 40 seconds in period 2.
NHLShop.com, the official online store of the NHL and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHLShop.com, a Fanatics experience.
Face off to the right of Antti Ranta. Matthew Tkachuk back out to Mahura, left point. He shoots one and deflects into the corner. Puck cleared out by the Hurricanes and retrieved by Radko Gudas. Here's Brady Shea.
Nice stick.
Good play by Gudas. Here comes Tkachuk with Cousins. Trying to get the puck through. Now Mahura over for Florida. Puck in the skates of Cousins. Bounces free to Bennett. Bennett, tough angle shot. Saved by Ranta. He covers.
Well, Sam Bennett just won a face-off using his skate, and that was something that happened quite often the other night. But look at this play here by Bennett. Now I'm going to kick it back and get some help from Matthew Tkachuk. And let's go back to Game 1. Watch this. These are 3 face-offs right in a row. Face-off win, use an escape. Face-off win, recovery. 3 straight face-offs. Bennett using escape to win a face-off.
Well, we spoke with Ron Brindamore this morning. He said he spends a lot of time watching video of the face-offs from each and every game.
He was a heck of a face-off guy. I mean, a heck of a player and heck of a centerman, but a heck of a draw guy.
Looks for the tendencies and wins and losses by both his players and the opponents.
Had such strong forearms to it. That's when he was playing, he just leaned down there. His strength was a big factor in a lot of his face-off wins.
He wasn't afraid to throw a forearm or an elbow or a little bit of a head knock as well. Getting that body position in order to establish and win that puck back.
There's Verhaeghe dropping it back off. Shot by Barkov, blocked.
Gostisbehere with the block. Stick ready to go for Barkov, and stick defensively there by Gostisbehere.
It's a good pairing, isn't it? Gostisbehere
played really well here, Jonesy.
He has played extremely well. He had a couple of really good plays here just in period number 2 already defensively.
Puck comes in front as Verhaeghe tries to get it through to Barkov.
Couldn't let that puck go, or just that slight hesitation. Cost this team a quality chance.
Puck smothered by Bobrovsky.
Puck took a funny bounce in the corner. There's going to be a penalty here, it looks like.
I think Barkov's going to be the player heading to the box. Slavin trying to enter the offensive zone.
16 Florida, minor penalty holding.
And it is Barkov.
Thank you, referee. Chris Rooney.
Right there with the free arm off. A little grab on the
right
jersey.
hand probably more. And you're right, Jonesy, that free hand.
Right there.
Tried to drop the evidence.
Second power play for Carolina. Hurricanes have gone over 13 minutes without a shot on goal. They finished with 20 in the first period. Rogers keeps the puck in at the line. Here's Aho. Aegis towards the net, deflected wide by Nason, and then cleared by Reinhart.
Good play by Reinhart. Took a hit to make a play, clear it down.
First penalty killers on for Florida with Barkov in the box for holding Slavin. Aho, now Jarvis. Jarvis with a power play goal in game 1. Back out to the left side for Burns, and then across for Nason. Back up the boards from Natchez. Burns taps it over to Nason. Now Gudas steps up. Goes to Reenan looking for the puck, and it's cleared by Eric Staal. One minute remaining on the power play for the Hurricanes. No shots to this point. They lead 1-0. Aaron pass by Natchez. Now Nason sends in deep. Bobrovsky will leave it for Gudas. And it's cleared down ice into the Carolina zone by Reinhart.
Yeah, really nice play. The pass was in his skates. It was just seamless. Didn't break concentration or his stride at all. Just received it, got it to his stick, and was able to clear it down. As that play can easily explode and stay inside your zone. Just a really skillful play there by Reinhart.
Puck cleared by Eric Staal. Carolina had 20 shots over the first 12 minutes. None since. Penalty time winding down. Jesper Fast. Puck played in the corner by Kotkaniemi. Back to Fast. Fast battling with Bennett. Stastny. Fast. Penalty expires. Barkov returns. Fast and Stastny play catch. Stastny behind the net. Now Kotkaniemi. Defended by Barkov. Now Pesce pinching. Beats Bennett to the loose puck. Fost up the boards. Here's Shea moving in. In front! Saved by Bobrovsky on the redirect by Stastny.
Stastny maybe had a chance to stop it and then shoot it, or maybe make a little bit more of a harder type of shot. It almost seemed like Jonesy redirected it instead of, you know, drifting that puck at the net.
I think he was a little unsure of what was around it.
Now Mahura with the pass between the legs, and then Barkov scores! What a move! And the Panthers tie the game at 1.
Oh, a chance at one end for Paul Stastny, and then Barkov goes to work back the other way. There's the chance, and then back at the other. It looks like Barkov's going to go between the legs here, Kenny, but I don't think he ever does. Oh, and he brings it back. So he made it look like he was going to go and make that move between the legs, and then the patience here, Jonesy, to wait, and then have the angle to beat Raanta.
Yeah, how good has he been in this series? Take a look at the AT&T 5G net cam. Raanta stretched out as far as he possibly could go, and Barkov with a dandy.
So Barkov out of the box, winds up tying the game. What a piece, puck deflects over the glass. And out of play, the Panthers captain with his 4th of the postseason. 2nd of this series.
Well, in the circle is the eventual goal scorer. Pesce's going to move this puck up. Josh Mahura keeps it in, but keep an eye on Brady Shea here. Instead of drifting into this area here and staying, what does he do? He just drifts out, and look at how wide open Barkov gets in front of the net. Right there. And then he goes to work.
Yeah, what a set of hands, right? Look at that. Jeez.
Thank you.
Wow. The confidence is there for Barkov, no doubt about that.
Well, I'm sorry, Jonesy. Gretz mentioned, right? He wanted the, some of the more skilled guys to step up, and certainly, he's front and center, right? Barkov, and he gets that opportunity. You don't see that happen very often with Carolina, where you get a breakdown where a guy gets that wide open. And, I don't know if Shea was thinking offense there, or getting a little excited and thinking about jumping in, or maybe just misidentified, didn't understand where the support was coming from forward.
Barkov came out of the penalty box, was on the ice for 45 seconds, ties the game. Now here's Necas, puts on the brakes. Necas back across, Burns shoots. Puck lines up in the corner, sent back out by Jordan Staal. Burns with it for Carolina, missed the net.
That was a good save, big screen in front of Bobrovsky.
Now it's Slavin in deep, moves it into the corner, picked off by Barkov. Here's Duclair, broken up by Necas. Mahura with the assist on the Barkov goal. Barkov has been a part of 3 of the 4 goals scored by the Panthers in this series. Had a couple of points in game 1. Now a giveaway by Bobrovsky. Nason tries to get it back out in front. Knocked down at the line by Shea, and then forced out by Tkachuk. Carried back across by Aho on the right side. Pass broken up, and then a save by Bobrovsky. Opportunity for Pesce to not get through. Here's Jarvis for Carolina. Back out for a shot which missed the net from Shea.
No stick for Tkachuk. His bench is the farthest away from the defensive zone, so almost impossible for him to get a stick.
Tkachuk finally off to the Panthers bench. Puck played by Bennett. Pass to Ostarinen. He's pushed to the boards by Shea. Puck kept alive by the Panthers. 10.5 remaining in period 2 in a 1-1 game. Here's Lundell. Carries in behind the Carolina goal. Lundell dropping it off. Shot stopped by Raanta. Puck loose. Kept alive by Lundell. And now it's cleared.
What a save by Raanta on Reinhart.
Puck chipped ahead by Shea. Jarvis hemmed in by Ekblad. Shea and Luostarinen. Puck sent ahead by Pesce for Aho. Aho chasing after the loose puck with Ekblad. It's an icing call against the Canes.
Oh, the Carolina Hurricanes with a couple of really good opportunities. And that one with that left pad, not once but twice. And Jonesy, here's that chance for Reinhart.
Yeah, right here it's going to spin out to him in the slot area. And he's going to snap it quickly. And Raanta gets across with the pad. What a read.
You see goaltenders using those legs like that. It's like a pinball machine. All those flippers there were just the reaction is just incredible.
There's Jarvis. Gudas had trouble with the puck. Mahura able to gain it back.
Jonesy, you played a little pinball back in the day, huh?
I was a wizard.
You were a wizard.
Back in Brantford, Ontario. Here's Necas. Burns it across the line. Gudas flips it around. Here's Barkov. Slavin back for Carolina. Gudas for Verhaeghe. Outlet pass too far for White. Raanta moves it up the boards. Teravainen. There's Necas. Pass picked off by Lomberg. Sent back along by White. Chased by Chatfield. Under 9 to play. Second period. Chris Rooney got in the way of Slavin.
Did Coho give him a penalty there?
Think he might. Stastny knocked off the puck by Eric Staal. Kept alive by Drury. Out to the left point. Shot stopped. And another save on Stastny. And a great opportunity for McEachern to not get through.
I don't know if that hit Staal in front. He had a wide open net and just looked like, at least from my vantage point, it looked like he missed the net and ended up hitting Eric Staal, I believe, standing right in front of the net. Oh my way, hit by McEachern, but White took a hit to make a play. What a sequence.
We remain tied 1 apiece. Puck deflected in by Stastny, up into the netting. Big stops at both ends. .8:05 remaining, second period. It's game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Panthers, Hurricanes, tied at 1.
Thanks, Paul.
Paul, quite the move from Barkov to tie this thing up. Gonna need your thoughts on the move.
Yeah, you know what? He does that all the time in practice. We're just trying to get him to do it in a game. You know, he's got a heck of a shot. He's an incredible player. And usually at speed, there are very few guys that can do what he does.
Well, he can check it off the list now. What would you like to see from the Panthers now that the game is tied to generate some more offense here?
Well, I don't think we need to generate more offense. I had the chance at 7-5 in the first even strength. I know that'll shock a lot of people, but on the body pucks to the net, I mean, this is a good road game for us.
Bring in the stat pack. I love it. Thanks, Coach.
A good road game for us, says Paul Maurice. His Panthers have won 7 straight away from home.
Yeah, I'd probably say after the first 14 minutes, yes.
They were outshot badly earlier, although he had the chances pretty close. Shot by Gostisbehere was blocked. Jarvis on the puck. Met by Forsling. Lundell comes over. And the Panthers move into the Hurricane zone. Lundell blocked off by Aho. Backhands the puck down. Forsling locked up, puck taken away by Jarvis.
Good play, Jarvis. He's going to have a glove on his hand. Did that with one hand. One glove on, and was able to win that battle by Forsling, on Forsling.
Now it's Forsling with the puck. Tied at 1. Chatfield for Carolina in the first. Barkov for Florida here in the second. With speed, it's Necas. Now Shea.
Nice play, that flag.
And then pass cannot be handled by Teravainen. Here's Verhaeghe back the other way. With Duclair and Barkov. Good stick work by Necas. Puck off the stick of Verhaeghe. Comes to the left point for Montour.
That play back the other way. That was a bad change by Florida. That's what allowed.
Mark Stahl with a wrist shot. Missed the net high.
That odd man situation back the other way, and that played with an outstanding defensive play.
Montour couldn't find the puck. It's carried across by Necas, and then back out for a shot by Teravainen. Blocked by Mark Stahl. Jordan Stahl on the puck for Carolina. Puck sent wide of the net. Jordan Stahl works it back out. Burns. Now Necas. Nifty stick handling. Necas keeps it away from Barkov. Across. Oh! What a stop by Bobrovsky! And Barkov will clear the zone.
Teravainen can't believe it. After the play and after the chance, Teravainen went right to the stick to see if the stick was broken. But what a play, what a read, all the way around. Necas, the Teravainen, and the Bobrovsky. Dynamite stop.
Now Burns out with pass. No! Bobrovsky out to his left. Here's Mahura for Florida. Frost with the hit. Along the boards on Bennett. Frost kicks the puck along. Now sends it back out for Pesce. Bennett up the boards for Cousins. Hit by Shea. Across it comes for Bennett. Bennett in behind the net now, Tkachuk. Puck hops over the stick of Martin. Gudas with a shot, and that's blocked aside by Ranta. Coming over is Foss. Kotkaniemi as well. Tkachuk chasing after the puck, along with Pesce. Martinook for Font. Foss up the boards. Chasing along with Forsling.
Good play, one hand by Forsling there.
Tkachuk unable to get it past Kotkaniemi. Rolls all the way down into the Carolina zone with 4.5 to play in the middle period. Odds from DraftKings Sportsbook at the top of your screen. Forsling moves the puck back down. Past Gostisbehere, played by Lomberg. Around behind the net for White, pressed to the boards by Chatfield.
Looks like Gostisbehere's going to go here. Looks like he got the stick up. Lomberg initiated and draws the penalty, and Florida's going to get the man advantage.
The Florida native Gostisbehere to the box for the second time tonight. Here's a look at that opportunity for McEachern. Hitting Eric Stahl up high and then a big save.
What a stop by Bob.
On Teravainen.
Okay, Bob.
What a stop a moment ago by Sergei Bobrovsky.
How great is he playing? What a play by Necas. Necas made a heck of a play to create the chance, and then Bob, desperation mode, and Teravainen just not able to elevate the puck. And from our AT&T 5G net cam, Jonesy, just tremendous save.
Yeah, then Gostisbehere picks up the penalty. Lomberg draws it right there. Florida to the power play.
They did not have a shot on their first power play attempt. The Hurricanes had 6 while they were shorthanded. 1-1 game, late second period. Bennett sends the puck down low. Barkov stopped by Ranta. Barkov with the lone Florida goal tonight. Back out for Bennett. Past Barkov, played behind the net by Tkachuk. Now Barkov for Bennett. Back across. Barkov to the right side. Another save by Ranta on Montour.
Had his stick knocked out of his hands just prior to that shot. Stahl and Tkachuk come together at the end of that play.
An active Brandon Montour. Watch the route that he takes here. He comes in, and let it go, real speed. He's going to come in. People have to adjust, right? Now he pops back out. You got to account the movement. Gets the puck and takes the shot and then follows up.
Minute 15 seconds remaining on the power play for the Florida Panthers. Puck carried through the neutral zone by Barkov. Sent along by Reinhart, played by Barkov. Tied up by Pesce. Barkov maintains control of the puck. Now it's picked off and cleared. As we are under a minute to go on the Gostisbehere minor. 3 minutes remaining, second period. Jesper Fast over for the Hurricanes. Now a collision behind the net. Battle for the puck. Down to a half minute to go on the penalty. Montour slides it across. Shot by Bennett. Blocked. Held in by Reinhart. Reinhart shoots. That does not get through. Hurricanes can't clear. And now one of the Canes without a stick. Ekblad with a drive. Puck loose in front. Tkachuk looking for it. Reinhart is there as well. Battle for the puck continues. And the play finally blown dead. And now some extracurricular activity.
It was Slavin that broke his stick there, Kenny, and then a mad scramble after that shot from the point hit Tkachuk. Everybody getting involved here. Montour down, grabbing onto Jarvis, I believe.
It is Jarvis.
And Burns and Tkachuk were getting into it before Bennett arrived on the scene. Some helmets ripped off. Couple of them anyway. And there's Tkachuk in front. There's the broken stick by Slavin. The shot from the point is going to hit Tkachuk, and then the scramble ensues. Right here. And that was an important cover by Raanta. Some penalties coming here also. There's the blast from Ekblad that hits Tkachuk and bounces back towards the slot, and eventually is kicked back to Raanta. Tkachuk and Burns both head to the penalty box. It's going to be 2 each. After that scrum.
Two apiece for roughing. Matthew Tkachuk, Brent Burns, with 11 seconds remaining on the Gostisbehere penalty and 2:31 to go in period 2. Ron Brindamore's Hurricanes lost a hard-fought battle in Game 1 in quadruple overtime, looking to tie the series on home ice tonight.
And the question is, the face-off coming outside. Montour was down there, Jonesy, already. I think that's why once the defensemen come in below the top of the circle, but I think that's what got everybody all excited. He was already down there to begin with.
Yeah, and it's 4 bodies on each team at the start of this. And unfortunately for the Panthers, that draw is going to be brought outside.
That's what the discussion was with the Florida bench and the officials.
So with Tkachuk and Burns in the box, penalty time winding down. Forsling with the puck for Florida. Here's Ekblad leading the rush. Penalty has expired. Here's for Hagee. Now Jordan Staal over for Carolina.
Keep it by Ekblad there. Beautiful play.
Martinick over for the Canes. Under 2 to play, second period. Canes move the puck out, so the Panthers regroup. Shots are now 27-19 in favor of Carolina. Here's Jarvis down the right side, moving in. Backhand shot. Picked up by Duclair along the wall. Now Florida back the other way. Knocked down by Chatfield, who has the Hurricanes goal. Big hit by Duclair on Chatfield, who went flying. Forsling up the boards and down.
That was outstanding contact by Duclair. Good legal check on Chatfield, who was trying to enter the zone with possession.
Puck up the middle, deflected in by Nason. Dudas Rostarinen moving down the right side, waiting for teammates. Drops it back off. Puck deflects out of play.
Quick play through the neutral zone. Here comes Jarvis just on the ice. Tries to reach around there on the forehand, backhand, and misses back the other way, and here's that contact.
Yeah, good solid hit by Duclair right there. Everybody getting involved in the physical side of the game.
.62 seconds remaining in the period. Face off to the left of Ronta. Bennett was knocked down off the draw. Puck backhanded out by Shea. Natchez unable to get it deep. Rostarinen with it for the Panthers. Down to 50 seconds. Puck out of play. Well, the NHL is now on Roblox. Lead your team to victory in this new fast-paced spin on hockey with NHL Blast. Explore today at NHL.com/blast. We had a blast at the Durham Bulls game last night.
That was a lot of fun.
They did.
Great time.
Played Nashville last night. Ice cream's good at the ballpark.
And here at the rink. Neutral zone face-off. And the final minute of period 2. Brady Shea back on it for Carolina. Around to Brett Pesce. Takes a hard hit in the corner. Lundell on the puck.
Good hit, Shea.
Comes out to the right side. Montour. Puck loose. Ronta was turned the other way. And the Hurricanes clear the zone. Here's Foss moving it on Mark Stahl.
Nice play out of midair.
Foss cross ice. Kotkaniemi fires. Puck behind the net. Martin back out into the crease. Covered up by Bobrovsky.
Well, Foss makes the whole play in a neutral zone. You talk about great hand-eye coordination to be able to get this puck, settle it down, and then create a play. And this is get a great look right there. And in slow motion, it looks really, I would say easy, but it looks a lot easier than it is. And then Kotkaniemi with the shot, Martinuk in front, Bobrovsky not able to absorb it, and then Carolina goes right to work after that puck takes a fortunate bounce, and then they take the puck to the blue paint.
Setting up a face-off play here. Gostisbehere goes out of the ice with Slavin, not normally paired together.
Aho gets the heave-ho there.
Face-off controlled by the Panthers. Ekblad. Here's Duclair. Down to 7 seconds. Past Gostisbehere. Now 3 seconds. Puck set up the boards and down, and that will do it. The captain of the Panthers, Barkov, with the only goal of the second period as sticks and blood come
what
up.
Ekblad's doing there, and referee Chris Rooney exactly should be doing what he is. Just why don't put yourself in that spot? And a good job there by the veteran official there to talk to the veteran D-man.
And there are our veterans in the studio. Discover Intermission Report coming up. Liam, Wayne, Coop, Anson, and Biz. What a move by Barkov to tie the game. You're watching the Eastern Conference Final on TNT, presented by Geico.
Like that. Alexander Barkov, the fake through the leg shot.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Frozen.
Maybe he thought it was Tkachuk and it was actually coming.
I mean, goaltender was completely frozen at his mercy. Barkov puts it home. It's a 1-1 game. We got a great third period coming up. Gretz, Biz, Liam, Ace, and we've got John Cooper, Tampa Bay Lightning. Gretz, I walked out in the hallway right after that goal happened, and you in your hands like this.
Because we've all seen guys go through the legs now, right? It's become kind of an art. A lot of guys try it, a lot of guys do it. But to see him in a Stanley Cup playoff game, under the gun, pressure situation, down 1-0 to make that move. That's one of the greatest moves I've seen in Stanley Cup playoffs.
We're going to look at it about a million times. I'm sure everyone at home is on social media just watching it over and over. But we take it back a little bit, Coop, and there's so much that goes into this goal happening.
Well, to get to that point, other things there's a trickle-down effect. And what happens is when we're talking about Florida's forecheck and the pucks down the wall and with the outstanding job they've been doing, Carolina's a one-touch and out team, and when they try and do that, Fast is out there. I don't know if we've got the tape.
Yeah, let's roll this tape here, the Discover highlight that shows this. Come on, he's our guest here. We can't leave him hanging out to dry. Let's go.
So if you look here, okay, everything's fine. They one-touch, puck comes out. They're in a good spot. It's going to come right back in. They're still in a great spot. Just remember where the scoring area is, because we're in a spot shadow it here. That's the scoring area. Now, Fast is on the wall with a big, strong man in Gart Barkov. He's been out there for a minute and almost 30 seconds, okay? Now, when you're in man-to-man defense, these are the things that can happen. If you get beat off the wall and everybody's migrating to their men, these are the sort of things that can happen. Now, Carolina is the best in the league. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. And all you need, it hasn't happened, I think I've seen it at all in this series, but it happens once. It just happens one of the greatest players in the world get the puck in front, and that's what happens.
What was one of the first things you asked? How long has Fast been on the ice? So we checked it. It was about a minute 20, minute 30, right? So not as much oxygen going to your brain. And you see kind of like a half-ass shoulder check where he might be even a little bit confused, where his guy coming into the zone is the defenseman. But Barkov, because of that angle he takes, and it goes back to Florida's forecheck, right? They comes outside the zone, they go right back with it, don't allow them to change. And as that happens and he gets on the wall with Barkov, after that he's probably worried about going to his defenseman. So all of a sudden that split-second hesitation where now Stahl has came up because he's going to the defenseman, it leaves that whole middle of the ice open. And you even said the man-to-man. Brady Shea at that point had left that center of the ice where most teams who just protect the house and don't play man-to-man, they would have been all right, or worst-case scenario, a 2-on-1. But it just the C's part, and credit Mahura. That's just a great heads-up play to find Barkov off the wall. But as you said, man-to-man, if you get beat off the wall, you're in big trouble.
This is scary for the Hurricanes because the previous series, you saw Matthew Tkachuk's line was pretty dominant. Barkov was slow, quiet. Now you've got Sasha Barkov going, Coop. He's going to make a double threat now for the Panthers in terms of creating offense for their hockey club.
He's a phenomenal player, and that's the problem, too, is the second period change. So was there a time Foss could have got off there? If it was the first and the third, maybe, but second period, he got no chance. And that's one of the situations happens. You get scoring chances when guys get tired.
Also pretty similar to that winner in overtime. Yep. Tkachuk, obviously a different scenario where he gets the puck, but right down the wall, breathing down your neck. Bennett ends up getting it and making a great play. So this forecheck has been giving every team problems, not only towards the end of the year, but playoffs now, and then they end up executing a big one here.
That's one of the best Discover highlights we've had, that play. Do you want to become the Discover highlight?
Well,
Do you want to try this?
894, the honors first.
No, I'm passing it
Pulls groin if he tries that.
I'll give it a little try because I'm going from this side, so it makes it even tougher. But the first thing I was thinking about as a right-handed shot coming down, Barkov came, he faked between the legs. I thought about the old Sesame Street doing the pigeon and going back and shooting. That's exactly what went through my mind. But I'll show you guys going this way because that was Barkov doing it.
Yeah.
Coming down full speed, fake. Woo! Oh.
I feel like you got to give a better celebration. Barkov was understated to it.
I was shocked I pulled it off. I'm still
Barkov
shocked.
was just like,
that was pretty good.
That was good.
I'm still shocked.
And he gave it there before.
Coop's first demo, stick taps, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Some snaps.
Discover, the official card of the NHL.
All right, welcome back. Take a look at our DraftKings Sportsbook odds. Pay attention, guys. The odds of this game going into overtime. That's right. Are currently at plus 130. The odds of the game to finish in regulation. I said regulation also.
I brought Wayne a sleeping bag
currently
today, so
minus 175. You said you wanted a little sleepover with the group, just hanging out, telling stories. It's not too late. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code SKATE. You bet $5 to win $150 instantly. Okay, so we have a tie game right now. Do you feel better about either team going into the third period based on what they've showed you tonight?
No, it's pretty even. It's a pretty even hockey game. It's going to come down to one mistake. It's going to be a 2-1 hockey game with an empty net goal. I think that's what's going to happen. And whoever blinks first is going to lose.
I got a sick feeling for Canes fans that Bob's going to steal another one. He's been just remarkable.
Yeah. After a hot start from Carolina, Florida's been playing really good hockey. So I feel pretty confident.
It's tough because the crowd, as much as it plays for you in the first 2 periods, the longer this goes, the crowd might play against you a bit because the players will feel how nervous they are.
They'll be sleeping like last game.
If this goes like triple overtime, you're not going to have like Pat Maroon pop out of somewhere and just start beating me up, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's leaving after the game.
TNT is brought to you by Geico. See how easy it is to bundle all your insurance needs. Back in Raleigh, North Carolina, we get to set for the 3rd period, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Kenny Albert and the old check, Keith Jones, Jackie Redmond, another tight game, 1-1. Who has stood out to you?
Well, one of the team leaders in goals for the Carolina Hurricanes has been Seth Jarvis. He's only got 1 shot on goal, but he's missed a couple of opportunities to hit the net. He seems like a guy that the puck is finding. And Jonesy, the biggest question after that long game, the other name, Game 1, you seen any fatigue at ice level?
Remarkably, I'm not, Ed. So it's amazing the conditioning of these athletes on both of these teams. They're focused, they've got energy, the line changes have been quick and precise. There's not a lot showing fatigue thus far, but this one could go a while as well. These 2 teams are so equally matched.
They played close to 140 minutes in Game 1. A 3-2 Florida Panthers victory. Matthew Tkachuk, the hero in the 4th overtime. 3rd period underway. Burns back out. Shot by Necas is blocked by Montour.
He's had himself a good night here. Brandon Montour.
Barkov lost an edge. 3-on-2 for Carolina. Not many odd man rushes in this series so far. Here's Teravainen. Blocked off by Duclair. Puck in the skates of Teuvo Teravainen. Jordan Staal over for the Hurricanes. And now it's for Hagee to settle things down. Opening minute, 3rd period. And a 1-1 game.
Good hit, Martin on Montour.
Puck out in front of the save by Ranta.
Beautiful play by Tkachuk.
Ranta stopping Bennett. Ekblad shovels the puck ahead. Sent back out by Forsling. Poked away from Cousins. Forsling winds it around to Ekblad. Now Tkachuk. Bennett carries across. Defended by Nason. Puck into the right of the Carolina goal. Tkachuk, next man on it. Out to the point. Forsling keeps it alive in the Carolina zone.
That was a really good play by Forsling to keep that play.
Set ahead by Nason for Foss. And Kotkaniemi moves it in deep. Carolina with an early goal in the 1st period from Chatfield. Barkov for Florida in period 2. Puck sent ahead by Gostisbehere, knocked out of the air by Reinhart. Rostarinen bumped off the puck by a couple of Canes. And now it's Jarvis. Gostisbehere. 2 minutes gone by here in the 3rd.
Good interchange there by Gostisbehere and Slavin. And Slavin got to the other side of the ice like Gostisbehere to get to the other side, allow Burns to come out for him and get the regular D pairs for Carolina out on the ice together.
Burns on the puck now for Carolina. Starts up ice. Into the left of Bobrovsky, who has allowed only 1 goal in the last 6 periods. Save made by Ranta as the Panthers enter the Carolina zone with numbers. Lomberg keeps it alive, taken away by Stastny. Eric Staal pokes it in deep. Slavin back on it for the Canes, around for Burns. And now Paul Stastny, 5 shots over the first 2 periods after he did not have any in Game 1 in 7 periods. Duclair able to work the puck ahead onto the stick of Barkov. Puck kept at the line by Pesce. Now Duclair deflects it into the slot. Here's Jordan Staal moving in, stopped by Bobrovsky.
And then Montour gets right in there.
Gotta be smart though.
Aggressively pulls Staal away from his netminder.
And then Mark Staal got a really good pop right to the jaw of Necas as they came together as Montour and Jordan Staal were below the goal line. And what a chance there for Staal as he goes backhand, forehand. Good stop there by Bobrovsky, and then there's that wrestling match with Montour and Staal. And then right there, a healthy shot there by one of the Staal boys.
Mark Staal on Natchez.
Montour wanted that face-off to come outside. It will not. Mark Staal doing an outstanding job. He's really been a big benefit for Montour as well, having a veteran defenseman like that with him.
Florida Panthers have iced the puck.
Well, upcoming games on ABC tomorrow afternoon, 3 Eastern, Game 2. Stars and Golden Knights. We'll head to Sunrise as Game 3 shifts down to Florida. And then Tuesday night back on ESPN as they switch venues and head to Big D. As the Knights and Stars get it on in Game 3 in Dallas.
Florida and Vegas with 1-0 leads. Both winning in overtime in the series openers. Tkachuk takes Pesce to the boards. Tkachuk centering pass. Blocked off by Martin. Kept alive by the Panthers. Here's Tkachuk. Comes out in front, wrap around through the crease. Cousins with the puck down for Florida.
Tkachuk's been really effective here to start the third period below the goal line.
Here's Tkachuk with it once again. Tkachuk knocked down by Shea. Battle along the far boards. Martin and Cousins as Fost comes away with the puck. Kotkaniemi up the boards. Fost and Forsling. Kotkaniemi in behind the net for Fost. Mason looks to carry it out in front. Puck loose in front of the crease. And then sent across by Kotkaniemi. Played by Burns.
No stick for Bobrovsky. He's got it back.
Battle for the puck continues to the right of the Florida goaltender. 4.5 in, third period. Tied at 1. 3 Hurricanes, 3 Panthers, and now Bennett picks up the loose puck. Knocked out of the air by Reinhart. Burns sends it back the other way, past Nason.
That was a good play by Nason. That might have been an icing against Carolina. He was able to get a stick on it and get a change.
Aho knocked it away from Lundell. Lundell retrieves. Here's Gudas. Gudas wrists the puck around. Hits a broken stick on the ice. Chatfield looks to move the puck along, and now it's Gostisbehere for Carolina. Through the neutral zone to the red line. Shoots in. Lomberg over for the Panthers. Puck comes to Aho. And then out for Chatfield, and that's blocked and cleared by a diving Lomberg.
Another broken stick. There's about 9 of them out there. $3,000 worth of hockey sticks out there.
No doubt, Lomberg there diving across to block that. It's actually going to hit him in the stick and break it right there.
And a quick little play there by Matthew Tkachuk, anticipating that puck coming down. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And eventually find the puck again and make a play from below the goal line. Told me this morning the whole family's down in Florida already, getting ready for the team's arrival back for Game 3, and looking forward to seeing my former teammate Big Walt. Legendary Keith Tkachuk.
One of the best, isn't he?
Yeah, got a chance to play with Big Walt a couple of times in the Peg, back in Winnipeg.
And you gave him his nickname.
I did.
17 points for his son, Matthew. That ties a franchise record in one postseason. Dave Lowry back in '96 when the Panthers went all the way to the Stanley Cup final.
The assistant coach for Dave Haxtell and the Seattle Kraken.
Pete Tkachuk, tremendous player, and now his two sons starring in the National Hockey League.
There's Brady, the captain in Ottawa.
Couple of tremendous hockey families represented in this series with Matthew Tkachuk and three Stahl brothers.
Go behind the scenes with the NHL's biggest stars.
Let's go here.
Heads up!
On their quest for the Stanley Cup.
There's Mark Stahl, teammates with his brother Eric. There's Jordan, the current captain here in Carolina. First time you have three brothers in the same playoff series since the Sutters in 1992. Mark and Eric victorious in game one. Here's Cousins. Shot hits the glass and deflects out of play. Radko Gudas wearing a mic for us tonight.
I got it. Good hold up. That's it, Bubble. You got time? Now check these out. That's it. Wow! Close to it, baby. Hey.
Raise your eyes to the skies. Look to the heavens where it is the catwalk.
The only goal for the Florida Panthers tonight.
200-foot player in every sense of the phrase in the National Hockey League. You always seem to want more from him offensively, right? Because you see the unbelievable goal that he scores there. And
You're getting it in this series.
yeah,
right?
gotten off to a terrific start offensively, yeah.
Every series is different.
Yeah, the matchups are different. And all it takes sometimes is that one play of some sort, and you just gain all kinds of traction.
And the experience matters, right? Playing more playoff games than he has before over the last couple of seasons.
2 goals, 3 points in this series for Barkov. Puck comes back out to Shea. Pass was picked off, and now a 2-on-1 for the Panthers. Pass across, could not be handled by Cousins. On the setup from Tkachuk. Now Tkachuk with the puck, shot blocked by Shea, winds up in the netting.
Boy, the turnover back at the other end by Brady Shea. And then Cousins and Tkachuk go to work. Tries to move this puck over, and it's knocked down. Tkachuk comes over and supports. And watch this puck. You talk about taking a bad bounce. Just right over the stick blade.
Yeah, Cousins was in perfect position to receive that pass, and it just takes a hop. Wow. Right there. It doesn't settle in time for him. Very difficult play to knock that out of the air.
It doesn't land like a bird with sore feet. That one there was waddling a little bit there, Jonesy. And
yeah,
fortunately skipping rocks.
On Cousins, who scored the series winner in overtime in the last round against Toronto Maple Leafs. Here's Jordan Stahl, goes to the backhand, and it's stopped by Bobrovsky.
I don't know if Teravainen got a glove on that or not, but all of a sudden Jordan Stahl had a good look.
Here's Stahl with it once again, flips it in around his brother Mark. Barkov met by Jordan Stahl. Puck comes to Verhaeghe. Get ahead by Montour. Burns. Around for Slavin. Puck kept alive by Verhaeghe. And now it's Slavin once again with 12 minutes remaining in regulation. Tied at 1 in Raleigh. Circling back with the puck is Necas. Here's Gostisbehere. Necas was heading for the bench. And the puck winds up there as well.
There's the alley-oop there by Slavin. Oh, clearly Teravainen did not touch the puck, and then there's Stahl. The puck was rolling on him. He did do a good job of getting a shot on goal, but unfortunately just was in a little bit too tight, and as you get that tight, it is really hard to get any elevation on that puck.
Bobrovsky has now stopped 70 of the last 71 shots he has faced. Mason looked to get it out in front to Aho. Puck comes out of the zone, taken away from Chatfield. Reinhart, Rostarinen over for the Panthers, sends it back out, past Forsling, down into the Florida zone.
Just notice him from up top here. Shifts are just getting a little shorter. Our average shift length probably in that 35-second range, depending on where the puck is. Almost seems like right now, Jonesy, it's up and down and off for both teams.
It is, and they're just so disciplined in the way that they approach it.
Following a 4-overtime game, 5 players played over 50 minutes 2 nights ago into the early morning hours. Drury and Ekblad. Drury plays the puck around behind for Stastny.
And you got to use your whole bench. There's no doubt, especially coming off that marathon game in game 1.
There's McEachern. His backhand shot. Counts around.
Forsling with the defensive play.
How often have we said that in this series so far?
He's been awesome.
He does an outstanding job.
He has become such a reliable defenseman since coming to the Florida Panthers.
There's that read right there, uses his feet and then gets back into position.
Great stick.
Doesn't say a whole lot, real quiet demeanor, but his play speaks loudly.
Forsling was in the Carolina system 4 seasons ago, played in the American Hockey League, never played a game for Carolina. Played on waivers by Florida. Here's Slavin. Slavin carries in deep.
Had to stop in Chicago for a period of time as well.
Here's Eric Stahl. Burns ahead for Slavin. Just past the midpoint of period 3. Tied at 1 in Raleigh. Oh, nice move by Burns. Looks to get it across. Marknook, and the pass broken up.
Is that Tkachuk that made the play?
Wow.
What a play. What an effort.
There's Shea with a shot, missed the net. Pesce keeps it alive.
And what a rush by Burns, by the way.
And now Tkachuk moves the puck ahead onto the stick of Cousins. Brady Shea back on it, shoved by Bennett. Jesper Fast over to help out. Bennett keeps it alive, sends it to the corner. Shea is on it there. Here's Mark Stahl. Brady Shea. Brett Pesce for Carolina. 2-on-1. Jordan Stahl with Marknook. Stahl, wait, shoot, saved by Bobrovsky. Bouncing puck, hops away from 2 Hurricanes, and now it is Duclair back into the Carolina zone. Natchez for Slavin. Puck deflected down by Jordan Stahl. Montour with it. Pass across for Slavin. Towards the net, bouncing puck, Jordan Stahl. Foot to center, blocked off.
I think Natchez might have got a piece on that shot by Slavin.
Duclair sends it down ice, and it's an icing call against Florida with 8:29 remaining.
This game's opened up here a little bit, and there's Brent Burns going around Mahura. And watch the right part of your screen. Look at that effort there by Matthew Tkachuk to block that shot from Martinook.
Outstanding play.
And then right after that, Jonesy was the 2-on-1 for Stahl.
There's Duclair with speed. Duclair looking for Verhaeghe. Broken up by Gostisbehere. Chatfield slides the puck ahead. Aho knocked away by Ekblad. And now it's Mason. Mason down the left wing to the circle. Moves in. Shoots. Puck deflects to the far side. Chatfield with it. Mason in behind the net. Forsling comes over. Battle for the puck continues with 8 minutes on the clock, period 3. Puck comes to Aho in the corner. Back out, Gostisbehere. Wide to the left of Bobrovsky, played by Barkov. Past Reinhart. Another Florida icing.
And right after that, really good defensive play by Matthew Tkachuk, a 2-on-1 back the other way. Here comes Stahl. He's looking for Martin up the other way. Montour playing the 2-on-1. Shot, big rebound. Unfortunately for Carolina, bouncing puck.
Good decision by Stahl, but he just hit Bobrovsky. There was room above the glove there. Didn't hit his spot. And is shaking his head about it. He has been a beast for Carolina in this game, just unable to finish. Tkachuk doing similar things on the other side of the ice.
Jordan Stahl with all 3 Carolina shots on goal here in the 3rd period. Puck sent through the crease. Now it's for Hagee. Reinhart backhands in. Ranta settles it down. Now Pesce. Lundell in on the forecheck. Tied at 1. 3rd period in Raleigh. Puck comes across. White moves in through the crease. Puck comes back out to Gudas. Towards the net. Deflects to the corner. And Shea knocks it ahead. Kept alive by Luostarinen. And then forced out. Now Mason. Jarvis. Hit by Gudas. Gostisbehere. Nice play to keep the puck in the zone. Backhands around. Aho and White bump. Jarvis plays the puck. Jarvis takes a heavy hit. Gudas went down.
Reverse hit by Jarvis.
There's Jarvis. Puck knocked out of the zone.
That doesn't happen to Radko Gudas very often.
Now Chatfield here and down. Penalty.
Not a great angle taken by Gudas here. And Chatfield had an angle. And a power play coming for the home team.
It's a trip. Gudas to the box with 6:25 remaining. White just missed. We remain tied at 1. Power play for Carolina when we return.
Radko Gudas in a penalty box, a tough shift for him leading up to that penalty. Jarvis giving up 35 pounds, and he sends Gudas to the ice there.
And then Gudas tries to step up on Chatfield, and not a great angle. Both officials have their arm up. Power play Carolina.
Hurricanes 0 for 2 tonight. Scored 2 power play goals in game 1. Puck comes out of the zone off the face-off. Aho, Jarvis, Mason, Necas, and Brent Burns. Necas with speed. Into the Florida zone. Jarvis sends it back out. Here's Burns. Aho back out for Burns. Now Necas. 6 minutes remaining, 3rd period. Mason and Burns play catch. Across it comes for a shot by Necas. Turned aside by Bobrovsky, and the Panthers clear.
Like to see Burns, the opportunity presents itself to shoot the puck from the middle of the ice, and that will maybe open up a little bit more time for the guys on either side.
First penalty killers on the ice for Florida, and a diving clear by Montour. Short-handed, Luostarinen. Burns makes the defensive play.
You mentioned it, Kenny. Great effort there from Brandon Montour.
Now Burns, as the Hurricanes go for a change. Under a minute to go on the Radko Gudas minor. 5:15 remaining, 3rd period, game 2.
Remember, the second unit ended round 2 on the power play. Mr. Foss with the OT winner and series winner as well.
Against the New Jersey Devils. Battle for the puck. Kotkaniemi back out. Here's Gostisbehere moving to his left. Takes the return pass. Half minute to go on the power play for Carolina. Drury moves in. Back out, looking for Stastny. Puck is loose in the skates of Montour, played by Drury. And then Gostisbehere with a blast. There's Barkov up the boards and down. Penalty time winding down. Gostisbehere, time for one last rush. Pass on the right side for Teravainen. Met by Bennett. Gostisbehere in deep, tips it around. Tkachuk gets a stick on it. Penalty is over. Gudas out of the box. Bennett to the puck. Gudas clears the zone with 4:15 remaining. Sent back in by Martinook. Forsling and Teravainen, and now Ekblad. Ekblad met by Jordan Staal. Teravainen with the puck. Behind the net, Martinook sends it through the crease on the backhand. And now the Panthers up ice, led by Forsling. Puck over the glass. Exactly 4 minutes remaining. Third period in Raleigh. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final, tied 1 apiece.
Well, what a chance for Carolina last power play. That's Jack Drury. He's going to go here, and in a quick pop-up, but watch the play here by Mark Staal. This is a wide-open net for Stastny. Oh. Sticks are important, Jonesy defensively, and Staal might have saved this game with that defensive play.
Yeah, that was an outstanding effort. Really intelligent play by Staal, the veteran.
We remain tied at 1. Under 4 minutes remaining, third period. Eastern Conference Final on TNT, presented by Geico. Brady Shea leaving the puck for Brett Pesce. Cross ice, past Shea, picked up by Duclair. Down for Hagee. Hagee met by Pesce. Puck squirts around to the far side, Necas. Down for Hagee, over for Florida. Barkov works it back out to Montour. Back around to the far side, Necas looks to clear. Necas with the puck underneath. Duclair works it free. Sent around by Verhaeghe. Montour steps up. Bumped by Teravainen. He takes the puck away. Puts it ahead for Jordan Staal. Around Barkov and down. And now both teams make changes with just over 3 minutes on the clock. Carolina with a goal early in the first from Chatfield. Barkov in the second for Florida. Panthers have iced the puck. There is Chatfield, who scored just 1:43 seconds in, his first career postseason goal. Our game summary presented by Progressive. And then Barkov with his second of the series. Brovsky has stopped 31 of 32 after stopping the last 41 shots he faced in game 1. Face-off control by the Panthers. Montour skates it out. Cousins chasing after the puck. Bennett knocked away by Burns. Here's Fost. Jesper Fost clears the zone. Ekblad shoots back in. Off the stick of Raanta. Down to 2.5 on the clock. Hand pass. Stops play.
Not a lot of shots this period, guys. It's 4 for Carolina, 3 for Florida. Very tight checking. Very similar to what we witnessed a day and a half ago.
Carolina had 20 shots the first 12 minutes. Only 12 since. Now Forsling back on the puck for Florida.
Big hit McEachern on Forsling, and he's shaken up a bit. He is laboring getting back to the bench.
Forsling heads off. Puck set out by Gostisbehere. Eric Staal back the other way. 2 minutes remaining in the third. Glad you've joined us tonight on TNT. Kenny Albert along with Eddie Olczyk, Keith Jones, and Jackie Redmond.
Pile up right in front of Jonesy. About 8 guys playing hockey twister.
before saying hello to Jonesy. Shot by Luostarinen was blocked. Jarvis up the boards. Reinhart keeps it alive. Luostarinen knocked away from him. Mason reaching for it. Played offside Florida. Now they clear the zone. Down to 1:20. There's Jarvis. Bobrovsky will hang on to it.
I like the insertion here of Mackenzie McEachern. He takes a piece of Forsling. You see him go down. Trying to avoid the contact, and looks like he gets clipped there on the left leg. And then right in front of Jonesy here, there's two guys, there's three. Blomberg, of course, can't refuse to get involved there. And that's the justice. A couple other guys came right in there as well.
Now Slavin wants the puck back out. Teravainen's shot did not get through. Verhaeghe, outlet pass, picked off at center by Burns. Here comes Slavin, cutting wide on Duclair with a drive, another save by Bobrovsky.
And a healthy slash there by Anthony Duclair, one-handed as Slavin jumped into the play, got a pass from his partner in Brent Burns. And again, never a bad play to fire the puck at the net. That's a slash without question. A good rebound, great rebound control there from Sergei Bobrovsky, and a very late change here by Florida. Paul Maurice doesn't like the setup or the matchup, and he comes out with the Tkachuk line with Bennett and Cousins up front.
Up against the Jordan Staal unit. Bobrovsky has stopped the last 31 shots he has faced. Slavin keeps the puck alive. Montour back on it. Final minute, third period. Montour past Tkachuk. Rolling wide of the Carolina goal. It's an icing call against the Panthers with 48 seconds remaining.
And now Rob Brind'Amour sees an opportunity to make a line change. Florida cannot change, and he throws out the Sebastian Aho unit with Mason and Jarvis.
And they quickly set up and discuss what play they want to run here on the faceoff.
Aho pulls it back for Jarvis. Jarvis dropping it off for Burns. Shot was blocked.
Good play, Cousins.
Panthers clear the zone. Tkachuk deflects the puck in deep with 35 seconds. Raanta up the glass. That was
Very close.
And now Aho then across the line. Tough angle shot stopped by Bobrovsky. Puck cleared ahead out of the zone with 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Here's Slavin. Moves the puck back in. Bobrovsky forced to cover.
Smart play by Forsling there. That puck was loose, and he did not want to take a chance with his back facing the play. Made sure he got it back to Bobrovsky. Great to see him back on the ice after he was hobbled by that hit on his previous shift.
Jonesy, he reminds me a lot of Nicholas Hjalmarsson, a great defenseman for the Blackhawks all those years.
Very similar.
Time winding down, 7 seconds. Battle for the puck in the corner. Comes up the boards to Barkov. He clears. And for the first time since 1977, games 1 and 2 of a conference final or a semifinal series of the NHL will both go to overtime. Tied at 1. 60 minutes in the books. Chatfield, first period goal for Carolina. Barkov in the second for Florida. Studio coming up after these messages.
Surprise, surprise. 21st overtime game of the postseason. All 3 so far conference finals games have gone overtime. Yeah, you think this is the actual, is this Brian Boyle?
That is Brian Boyle.
Yeah, well, we're doing it again. We are. Death taxes.
Former Bull.
Yeah, Florida, Carolina, headed to OT. It feels like we've done this before because we did a whole lot of it the other night. 4 OTs. We're back again. Carolina and Florida couldn't settle it in 60 minutes. Gretz, Biz, Liam, Ace, and a man who, with every passing minute, the look of regret on his face just grows deeper and deeper.
I signed up for the pregame show in 3 periods. Didn't know there was.
You get paid by the segment? That's a great negotiation. You must have been watching
We make time and a half in OT, so it's not so bad.
You get more food.
Yeah, exactly.
We reorder at 11.
The snacks will be coming.
I feel good. I don't know about you guys. Like last game, I didn't have my pregame nap. I had my pregame nap this afternoon, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
If we got to go 4, we were going 4.
I had an IV espresso. I'm good to go. What about you, Wayne?
I don't know what I had. I just know one thing. Maybe this is the first sign of Carolina missing Shvetnikov.
Yeah, especially,
because they don't seem to have a whole lot of opportunities, right? It's sort of one chance and back out, one chance. That one guy with such skill, maybe we're finally missing him with that hockey club.
That's exactly. You were watching a few of the plays, especially some of the power play situations.
On the power play, he's lethal. He comes downhill on that side, and it's a nightmare for defenders. But I think Gretz is right. And part of it's probably carry out over from the night before or 2 nights before. Like, you start playing all this hockey, you can see the legs. I think there were 11 total shots on goals between the two teams. And when the goalies are dialed in the way they are, we could be in for a long haul again.
But don't you think this is a time when your top players, I mean, you have all those superstar players in your team. I know Carolina Hurricane fans keep saying, Sebastian Aho, he's a superstar player. This is the time of the game where you're expecting someone of that nature to step up, isn't it, Coach?
Well, there's no question. But it's hard because everybody's like, guys cancel each other out. That's why you always say we need a deep team, because usually that unsung hero is the Paul Bissonnette that just gets on there.
Oh, here we go.
Where's that?
Now we're getting off the rails.
Why are you laughing right in the middle of that one?
We're really digging now.
Hey, save that one for the 5th OT.
Yeah, we got to save some things. We learned this from the other night.
I'm new to it. I'm new to this, so I just let them all go.
We can't put everything on the table the first overtime.
No.
Don't empty the bag all at once here. It truly is a marathon.
You have to go back to my Adam Minor days. The last time I scored an OT winner.
Actually, the last time
dad,
you were on for OT.
Yeah, that's true too.
When he played the last OT winner, he was using a white Titan wooden hockey stick.
Yeah.
TPM 99.
There you go.
We did have some opportunities in that third period, and you do have to wonder if maybe some of the fatigue is just in the hands and the skill and just not finishing. Because, listen, we're going to look at some of the tape here. I mean, there were odd man rushes, and the game did open up a little bit.
It certainly did. I mean, some of these chances, especially here in Florida, the puck's in the right hands or Matthew Tkachuk. The puck just wouldn't settle down for Cousins. But we didn't really see too many 2-on-1 opportunities last game. So this is why I'm feeling pretty confident, Biz, that this overtime will be short-lived.
Well, at least someone tried to go upstairs on Bob, and another great move here, and then he tries to go upstairs as well. But I mean, I tell you what, boys, like you said, as the fatigue sets in, the muster on those shots just aren't quite there. And especially with the way that Bob's playing and then having a fresh goalie at Ranta in there, they're going to be tough to beat. And here comes another one here. And just, like I said, ragu meat sauce going over. I didn't want to say that. Brent Burns did get a piece of that one, Wayne, but we know you would have executed on that.
Well, listen, we talk about this a little bit, the humidity. And playing in the South, the ice is a little chippier, right? So the ice right now in Carolina is not what you would get in places like Edmonton or Winnipeg. You get opportunities in that slot area, especially late in the period, especially now going into overtime. Don't be fancy. Get it to the net. And what did you guys preach that one day? Shoot it off the goalie's pad. Anything can happen. So you can't be fancy right now at this point in the game. The ice isn't as good as it was at the beginning. Shoot the puck and go to the net.
I thought in the back you made a great point about White, Coach.
Well, we're not on the bench, so I don't know what's going on there, and because Reinhart's usually on the line with Luostarinen and Lundell, so I don't know if he had a bad skate or something went out because he was out there the shift before, so we didn't see him. But going back, I'm sorry to the pad pass. Last year's playoffs were playing Toronto, and the game-winning goal in Game 5 was a perfect example of Marner and Matthews going down, 2 unbelievable skilled players, and Marner threw it off Vasilevsky's pass right to Matthews, and it was in the back of the net. And those are skill plays, and as a coach, players don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But it's an unbelievable skill play when that puck ends up in the back of the net, and sometimes you just got to shoot it.
I do wonder about the approach to overtime, because one thing we did see in last game over and over and over as we went through 4 overtimes was a very cautious approach by both teams. It was this idea like, don't want to make a mistake. Don't want to be the person who's remembered for making a mistake and leading to it. This game hasn't felt cautious.
Well, I think that Carolina's a gung-ho team. When we talked about how they like to chase the puck and forecheck, I think last game when they did sit back a little bit and they lost the game, I think they're in the locker room now saying, listen, that's not our game. We have to chase the puck. We have to have 2 guys on the puck, 3rd guy high. Let's go after them. I don't think Carolina is going to sit back. Consequently, that might open up some opportunities for Florida, and we might get some 2-on-1s both ways.
To get some chances, though, you got to go upstairs. Bobrovsky looks so solid. Hank talks about it all the time, being tight with his arms. Yeah. Nothing squeaking through him. You have to go upstairs, Biz. You got to buzz the tower and go under the bar.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the pace of this overall game is way better than last one. And usually what's going to happen is you're going to see a fast pace in the first 5 minutes. And then after that, if nothing happens, usually it dies down. But completely agree where it seems a little bit uncharacteristic for Carolina to maybe play that run and gun style game where things do open up, where typically I don't see them giving up many odd man rushes, where you saw in the 3rd period there, they were willing to exchange them. So I think that plays into Florida's hand in a sense of wanting to exchange them.
I think like both these teams are playing phenomenal and very deserving to be in here. It's extremely entertaining. You're right on Bob. Bob's beating everything with his feet. He looks so confident and dialed in. But let's not hide away from the fact that Brendan Moore made a goalie change.
Yeah.
And his goalie has been lights out. I mean, it's a 1-1 game. It's not 5-5, and that takes that's a big decision to make. And so I give him a ton of credit, and Rant has played fantastic.
And a lot of that's based on a fatigue factor. And now you're headed to overtime.
There's no question.
So you have to feel pretty good about the fact that you made that decision. I do want to.
Bob doesn't look fatigued.
No, right?
He looks fresh as a daisy.
About 76 of the last 77 shots.
He looks stronger right now than he did at the beginning of the game, and he was great at the beginning of the game.
And all of his teammates, the guys who have played with him, talk about his conditioning. And even when he was the backup this year and things weren't going well, he'd still be the first guy to the rink, in the gym, last guy to leave type mentality. So he seems keen on this moment. Like you saw him even in the post-game press conference after the last game. He still had those bug eyes. So maybe he isn't, in fact, getting those IV espressos in the locker room.
Coop, you look at this Florida team, and they're up a game. They won a 4-overtime game. They're in overtime here, and they know that they can go back home with a 2-0 lead. If you're coaching a team in that situation, do you tell them to go right from the start? Are you trying to go after it immediately?
I don't change a thing. This team is humming right now. They feel unbelievable about themselves. They're on the road here, in a position to be able to take 2 games. Let your guys go. Like, put the big dogs out there. Let them go. But in the end, don't hide guys on the bench. I think they've had great success by playing everybody. I think this has been a great chess match with the coaches. Just watching the lines and who's matched up against who. But be aware of the Montours, like those guys that jump up in the play and stuff like that. They'll come up and bite.
All right, we got about a minute here. It's that time. You pick who's going to score the winning goal here. And unlike Anson, who takes 2 people every time, you only get 1 in this game.
Oh, that's it? One
guy.
You're going to get one guy, Coach.
Oh, my God. I'm going to go with Aho.
Okay. Wow. All right. Whoever you say first, just know.
I was going to say Verhaeghe Stahl.
Verhaeghe sounds good. All right, go ahead.
The offensive defenseman for the Florida Panthers, Gudas. What about you,
I'm
Wayne?
supposed to answer after that. Well, the other night I took a stall because I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
That didn't work. I'm going to go with Reinhart.
All right. I'm going to go back with Tkachuk. I got it right the other night with Tkachuk. I'll go with it again, and we're going to go to DraftKings Sportsbook odds here to score that game winner. Mention Aho right there, plus 950 odds. Matthew Tkachuk, plus 1,000 odds. Carter Verhaeghe, plus 1,200 odds. Gudas off the board. It's not too late. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code SKATE. You bet $5 to win $150 instantly. Here we go. Overtime. The first one of how many? We don't know. Let's go to the guys.
Jesper Fast have both scored 2 overtime goals during this postseason. Tkachuk late in the 4th overtime in Game 1 on Thursday night. Who will it be tonight in Game 2? Panthers are 5-0 in overtime. They've won their last 8 playoff overtime games overall. Hurricanes are 3-1. It's the 3rd straight overtime for both clubs. Opportunity early here, and Jordan Staal unable to get it past Bobrovsky. There's Duclair, joined by Barkov. Necas picks up the puck. Past Jordan Staal. Barkov quickly back into the Carolina zone with a shot, blocked aside by Runta. Outlet pass, too far for Teravainen. The Hurricanes icing.
Wow, what a chance in the first 20 seconds of overtime. Turnover, Necas, Teravainen to Staal, and Bobrovsky again, looks like with the right pad. Oh, he was slowed up a tad by the skate of Mark Staal. What a chance.
Tkachuk on the ice here for Florida. Shot by Forsling, deflected. Bennett looking for it. And Burns comes away with the puck. Jordan Staal, the bouncer, knocked aside by Bobrovsky. Sent around by Ekblad, onto the stick of Forsling. Bangs it up the boards, kept in the zone by Kotkaniemi, then cleared out by Tkachuk. Here's Cousins. Cousins puts on the brakes. Puck cleared out of the zone, and now the Panthers must regroup. Sam Bennett off the stick of Mahura. Sent along by Tkachuk. Ranta for Shea, up the boards. Fast deflects the puck out of the zone. Here's Tkachuk. Luostarinen. Luostarinen defended by Fast. Maintains control of the puck. Long shot stopped by Ranta. It's loose in front.
Kotkaniemi's going to get a penalty for, looks like for hooking or interference on Mahura that might have had a wide open net. And this is one of those, Jonesy, it's probably a good penalty.
Yeah, it was after the tip by Matthew Tkachuk in front. He knocked that down. Ranta with the save, and right there, Mahura trying to get to the loose puck. Kotkaniemi with the hook. He heads to the penalty box. There's a stop through traffic, too, that's going to get to Ranta. He makes a save with his stick, and then that puck goes off the back of the leg of Bennett to a safe area for Carolina to get it out.
Florida had an early power play at overtime. First overtime in game 1, could not score. Barkov wins the draw. There's Montour. Man advantage for the Panthers. Burns and Bennett come together. Bennett with the puck. Bennett cross ice. Tkachuk scores! He does it again! Matthew Tkachuk, a minute 51 seconds into overtime. A quick exit down the runway. Tkachuk ties an NHL record with his 3rd overtime goal of these playoffs. At the other end, the Panthers mob Sergei Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky stopped the last 35 shots he faced. And Tkachuk joins Mel Hill, Maurice Richard, and Corey Perry. 3 overtime goals in 1 playoff year.
Game 3 will be at the official Canes watch party in downtown Raleigh. The Carolina Ale House downtown Raleigh location. May 22nd, 2024.
Face-off win, go to work, change sides, and then strengthen numbers with retrieving the puck. And look at his passing play. Incredible passing play. And it became a 2-on-0 down low. And Tkachuk just airmails it up and over Antti Ranta.
Yeah, Bennett with a nice pass across. Reinhart with a perfect feed. Tkachuk, a quick celebration. He's out of here. He's getting ready for game number 3. He's won the first 2 in overtime.
The Panthers are now 6-0 in overtime during the postseason, with 5 of the wins coming on the road, including games 1 and 2 here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Panthers, great trust.
You could tell from the reaction
Jonesy and Kenny, as that play started developing, you started seeing guys, even before the puck went into the back of the net, were already putting their legs over because they knew once Reinhart moved the puck over, is that Tkachuk was going to be able to put it into the back of the net. And I think you could see the reaction, too, from the brass of the Florida Panthers. And they win the first 2 games on the road and going home with an absolute stranglehold on this series.
This time it took only 1 minute, 51 seconds. For Eddie Olczyk, Keith Jones, Jackie Redmond, and our entire crew, I'm Kenny Albert saying so long from Raleigh. 2-0 lead for the Florida Panthers as they head home. Post-game show presented by Cadillac is coming up with Liam, Wayne, Coop, Anson, and Biz.
Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments. And the biggest names in the game. ESPN Plus. Live sports. Thousands of live events. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive access. Top leagues and tournaments.